Hello again, it's Houndawg and welcome to a flight in another historical aircraft from the past 100 years of U.S. Navy carrier aviation. Today is July 15, 1937, and we will be flying in the Douglas TBD Devastator from the North Island Naval Air Station, San Diego, California, to the USS Saratoga CV-3 for an arrested landing and free deck launch. Clear prop.
Radio check, 123, 321, radio check. The controls are free and clear. I do not see any traffic. The tower has cleared us to take off. Adding power. Instruments check good. Beginning our roll. Lift off. Gear and flaps coming up. The Douglas TBD Devastator, or Torpecker as it was known, was a United States Navy torpedo bomber ordered on 30 June 1934 after Douglas Aircraft Company was one of the winners of a competition for a new torpedo bomber aircraft to operate from its aircraft carriers. Other aircraft ordered for production as a result of this competition included the Northrop BT-1, which would later evolve into the SBD Dauntless, the Brewster SBA, and the Vault SB-2U Vindicator. The Devastator marked a large number of firsts for the U.S. Navy. It was the first widely used carrier-based monoplane as well as the first all-metal naval aircraft, the first with a totally enclosed cockpit, and the first with hydraulically actuated folding wings that moved upwards to significantly reduce the required parking space in carrier hangar decks. It was also fitted with unique semi-retractable landing gear that folded backwards into the wing, with the wheels protruding 10 inches below the wings to permit a wheels-up landing to limit damage to the aircraft. It was considered the most technically advanced aircraft in the U.S. Navy at the time. The TBD was 35 foot long with a 50-foot wingspan and a maximum weight of almost 11,000 pounds. It was powered by the 900 horsepower Pratt & Whitney R1830 twin-wasp radial engine with a maximum speed of 206 miles per hour and a service ceiling of 19,500 feet. It could carry a single 1,935 pound torpedo or a 1,000-pound bomb mounted in the semi-recessed bomb bay. Defensive weapons included a single 50 caliber machine gun in the starboard cowling and one 30 caliber gun for the rear gunner. A crew of 3 sat beneath a large greenhouse canopy that stretched almost half the length of the aircraft. The bombardier navigator occupied the middle seat. During a bombing run, the bombardier lay prone, sliding into position under the pilot to sight through a window in the bottom of the fuselage using the Norden bomb sight. The rear gunner also operated the radios. A total of 129 Devastators were purchased in 1937 and assigned to 7 different carriers including USS Saratoga, Enterprise, Lexington, Wasp, Hornet, Yorktown, and Ranger. By 1940, the U.S. Navy was aware that the TBD had become outclassed by the fighters and bombers of other nations, and a replacement was in the works, but it was not yet in service when the U.S. entered World War II. In the early days of the Pacific War, the TBD performed reasonably well in ground and ship attacks, and assisted in the sinking of a carrier in the Battle of the Coral Sea. However, the Devastator did ultimately prove to be a death trap for its crews. They were poorly armored, slow and hardly maneuverable, and required a low 115 mile/hour torpedo release speed after a long, straight attack run. This made them easy prey for the Zero fighters and shipboard anti-aircraft guns. To further compound these problems, the Navy was having technical problems with the Mark 13 torpedo, but on June 4, 1942, 41 Devastators were launched against the Japanese fleet in the Battle of Midway. The attack began with strike coordination problems and a loss of contact with the fighter escorts. All of these factors resulted in the TBDs getting 0 torpedo hits with only 6 surviving aircraft, a 90% loss rate. While this performance was dismal, the Devastators did contribute significantly to the overall successes in the battle by occupying the Zeros and various ships' anti-aircraft weapons long enough for the more capable and survivable SBD Dauntless to execute a successful attack that eventually sank 4 Japanese carriers and a heavy cruiser. The 39 TBDs remaining were immediately withdrawn from frontline service and replaced by the Grumman TBF Avenger. Many were assigned to training duties for pilots and mechanics or were destroyed following use as instructional airframes for firefighting training. By late 1944, no TBD Devastators were left in the U.S. Navy inventory. TBD was featured in the 1941 movie Dive Bomber. The film is notable for both its Technicolor photography of pre-World War II United States Navy aircraft, featuring the TBD Devastator, and scenes on the aircraft carrier Enterprise, as well as the North Island Naval Air Station in San Diego, California.